Alrighty, so we got our trailer in the pig pen here. What's going on, everybody? It is Cam here, Easy Work Acres, and we are back today to discuss the pigs because it has been a long time. I think our last video might have been 2 whole months ago, maybe longer. But basically, we have fallen way behind on all kinds of stuff, so making videos was not on the top of the priority list. We were basically in survival mode, just trying to get everything done or kept up. And a lot of stuff fell behind. We had recent job changes, ate up a lot of the schedule. Update on the garden, not going well. Even after all that prep, all the way from last year, it is just not wanting to grow. And I think it's because we got such a late start on our starters. And the pigs are still doing well. Chickens are still doing well and all, but it's about time for the processing part of the pigs to happen. And we have no means of transporting them as far as the trailer goes. So we're gonna turn this lawnmower trailer that we typically use for our log splitter. We have a log splitter up there and I just split wood on the trailer. We're gonna turn that into something that we can haul these pigs to a processor so that we can, you know, sell the meat and keep some meat for ourselves. And then we're gonna keep 2 of the pigs that we have out there to continue having more piglets. But that's what we're gonna be getting into today, is converting that trailer into something that we can haul these pigs around with. So let's get into it. We don't have a huge plan for this. We're just gonna kind of wing it and see how it goes as we go. So we might run into some problems here, but we'll see. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so my thought process is that I'm going to use cattle panels, put it up on 3 sides, brace the corners, and that'd be it. So the cattle panels that we used to house the pigs in when we very first got them, it's those. I just got to cut them down. This is like 121 inches from inside to inside of that tailgate. The tailgate will act as the back wall for the whole thing. And then I'm going to put cattle panel down this side, and the front, and then just farm wire them together. And then I'll probably just throw some bracing with 2x4s in like the corners, and then probably across the top in maybe 2 or 3 places. And I think that should be enough in order to be able to transport them. Essentially, they're not gonna get through those cattle panels, that's for daggone sure. The main thing is that the cattle panels just aren't flapping in the wind, and that they are sturdy and can ride with the trailer without having to worry about it collapsing in on them or anything like that. But otherwise, I think it's gonna be fairly simple. I'm gonna trim them down, put them to the inside of here, farm wired on, and then start bracing everything up. So it turns out this is gonna be a faster video than I thought it would be, because I don't think I'm gonna have to do any more extra supports than what I got going on right now. So this front right here is double lapped because this is the scrap that came off the 2 pieces that I cut for the sides, and they almost nearly fit, like it's off by like maybe 6 inches or so. But double lapped and farm wired together in several places all over the place at the top corners and across this railing down here. And they're sewed at the corners. And with these being sewed at the corners, like the whole trailer moves when I shake this thing. Now this cage is essentially a part of the trailer. This farm wire is awesome. Like, it's really strong. It's just 17 gauge farm wire. You get a Tractor Supply, but you use enough of it and a whole lot of points of contact on this trailer, and it's solid and against that trailer. And something else I did just to take some of the flop out of it is I tied on some of these T-posts, like down this, and it's attached down here at the railing. So no, it's not the greatest support ever, but it keeps it from flopping in the wind at the top. And something else that's really gonna help that'll sew this all together when it's actually time to move them is that this gate will get pulled in the rest of the way, and then these back ends of this fencing will get attached in several places down this gate, and I'll just undo it when I get there to drop the gate at the processor. So this thing is pretty daggone solid. This already had uprights from the weed eater attachments that are welded onto the trailer. But like I said, I mean, this whole entire trailer moves, even when I'm shaking it up here at the top. That's not flopping or anything. The whole entire trailer moves with it. So it's very well attached. and any outward pressure that the pigs are going to be putting on the walls. It's not like they're going to be sprinting and tackling through this thing. There's going to be 4 of them on here. There's not even going to be enough room for that, for them to be running around on here. It's more so just something that they can lean on or whatever, and they're not going to like push themselves off the trailer by leaning into it or something. We will see how they do in this thing, because I will test it out before we actually haul them long distance. Likely I'm going to park the trailer out in the field or something and try and get them used to being around it, maybe put their feeder on it, and we will see if we can even get the freaking pigs on this thing. They're big. They're brushing up to 300 pounds at this point, and it is time to take them to the processor. So I think we're good on our trailer. I think this thing is sewed up enough that they're going to ride. Alrighty, so we got our trailer in the pig pen here.
There you go. There you go. Oh, this one's coming. Oh, there you go. Good job. Good job.
After we loaded that feeder at the front several times, they started walking up on the trailer on their own to get up there. And now they are on the trailer. And today is processing morning, where we're going to be hauling them to the processor and dropping them off from there. Now, something we did add to the trailer was just some metal blocks on the side, just so that when there's cars passing and stuff, they can't really see it, because this is at their eye level. They're more than likely not going to be laying down like that while we're riding. But we cannot block the back for the sake that they ripped off the tail lights and they do not work. So because of that, I have to make sure that people can see my tail lights through the trailer. So that's one downside. We were gonna kind of block the front and block the back the same way with some sheet metal, but then I realized they have ripped off the tail lights altogether, so that's not gonna work out for us. But overall, I think this trailer is working great. You know, they've tried their escape and stuff when we very first closed it up, and everything looks solid. Alrighty, so the pigs have been dropped off, and I have to say that that went way smoother than I could have expected. I always usually expect the worst, especially when it's our first time doing things, so that's typically how it goes. But this makeshift livestock trailer worked out just fine for us. Actually, the pigs rode in it very smoothly. Nobody was slipping and falling down or anything like that. You know, obviously we were driving, taking it easy. But the pigs didn't seem startled by traffic or none of that stuff, and they were totally fine. It got us there. Dropping off went very simple. The pigs gave the guys at the processor a little bit of trouble. They did not want to go into chutes. They're free-range pigs. They do back up. They don't only go forward. I guess like they probably do in commercial settings, because they were like, man, these pigs really, like, when they want to go backwards, they go backwards. Boss Hog, the big boy we had in there, he like straight up sat down on one of the guy's boots, and he couldn't get him to move, which was kind of funny. Kind of sad, because I really liked Boss Hog, but he was one of the ones that had to go to processing. But overall, the whole trip went smooth. I have to say, this held up fine. The trailer held up fine. The pigs went there okay. Nobody got injured or anything upset on the way there. And the whole just dropping them off at the processor went very smooth for our first time. So very happy with the whole experience of getting that done. And then got this trailer sprayed down, which went pretty easy. But I will say that I will definitely want to get a livestock trailer in the future. This worked, but I would like to get a livestock trailer in the future, mainly for the sake that they did, like I said, tear off the tail lights of the trailer. And that's going to become a repeated problem if we continue using this trailer. There's no sense in me replacing the lights if I'm going to have to put it back in there. But then you run the risk of somebody rear-ending your trailer at some point when you're pulling it, if they can't see your tail lights on the truck very well or anything like that. 2 is, I think 4, maybe 5 would be capacity for this trailer, for the simple sake of weight of the pigs. Like, this trailer can't handle much more than that. Between those 4 pigs, that was roughly about 1,200 pounds or so on the trailer. And I think it might at best be able to hold 1,500. And then we're going to start looking at some issues with weight-wise. And if we are going to be inseminating these pigs to produce another litter for us, you know, you have a litter of anywhere from like 7 to 14 pigs or something, depending on, you know, what happens, which means that we would have to take multiple trips. And at that point, it just makes sense to have a livestock trailer. they're less likely to damage it. It can handle a little more weight, and just it would be a safer ride all the way around. So yes, this works, and it worked out fine for our small setup. And if you only plan on doing like 2 or 3 feeder pigs a year or something like that, even up to 4, something like this would totally work for you without an issue. And yeah, it really helped us get our first time doing this out of the way. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep throwing stuff on here as we are doing new things, trying new things out on the farm. And thank you guys for watching as always. I appreciate it, and you all have a good one. See you in the next video.